I would like to have whatever pattern is going to keep me the most consistent, because I feel like my ball striking has always been the most inconsistent part of my game. So I could go out, like I shot 72 like 3 weeks ago, but then 2 weeks after I shot like an 83. So it's like I'm very inconsistent with my ball flight and my bat and my ball striking. So whatever's going to create the most consistent pattern with my particular swing is what I would want to try to achieve.
Perfect. So this is what I would be doing when you're practicing at your place. It's just up and down. Draw the plane line, ride the plane line.
That's like the best backswing I think I've ever seen, for me at least, like that I've ever done.
Hey, don't be bashful, say ever. Anybody.
Nah.
Okay, I think we're talking here, baby. So now we had club path 3.3, face angle 1.6, that's about half. Then we got a tight little draw.
There you go.
So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. It's gonna play all day long. All right, guys, so we're back with another live lesson today. I'm with Colin. You're gonna see our lesson on how he can get his downswing right on plane to improve his contact, reduce his pushes and hooks, and really tighten his overall dispersion. The swing plane during the downswing is so darn important, and you'll see Colin gets too far under plane, swings too far inside out. So we're getting him back to neutral. I hope you enjoy these videos. As always, if you have any comments, things you'd like us to talk about, or just some suggestions about these lessons, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching. Enjoy the video. Anytime you're hitting pushes and hooks, club path too far inside out, club face too close. The question then is why?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull up our videos for that. So you see the main issue here, you can see how your club face gets a little bit too closed. And I would even look at your setup there a little bit. In terms of where the toe and the heel. So your toe is actually a little bit more in front of the heel than I would prefer. If you look at it on this right screen, let's say you're gonna hit like a 5-yard draw. Your club face should be pointed where you want the ball to start. Your club face angle is pointed like down the target line. But you wanna hit a little draw. Well, let's say kind of that's where your ball flight is, a little bit of a draw.
Yeah.
So if we wanna hit a 5-yard draw, the club face the ball's gotta start where?
A little bit to the right.
A little to the right, let's say 5 yards, right?
Yeah.
Which means your club face at setup should be pointed
A little bit to the right.
a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
So we want to have that to where the toe's not as far in front of the heel. But the main thing here is you're too under plane. So when you come back, you're under plane. And we get a little bit of cross there, face is a little bit shut there at the top. When you come under, you're under plane. So see how that club head's way too far inside here. So as you start to exit, then the shaft is also going to be exiting a bit more to the right. So I want to see that shaft when it first exits, your shoulder, be more like here, parallel to the original plane line.
Okay.
Like a perfect swing would be if I drew that shaft, this line up the shaft, your club would just go up and down it. Yours goes under it and under it.
Yeah.
Which is why you swing too far in and out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So to neutralize things, I want to change your club face at setup a little bit, and then change your swing plane with the help of a little station.
Okay.
I'll show you. So let me go grab that for a second. Now, you look at your club at setup there.
It's like right down the target line.
Yeah, you see how the toe's in front of the heel? Yeah.
So like more
That's
like here.
square.
So
hold-
I've always held it here, so it needs to be more like here.
Hold it up towards me. So show me like what would a square club face be there? Just toe right on top of the heel, right?
Yeah.
Now that looks square. It's easy to see.
Yeah.
When the toe's in front of the heel, that's very clearly closed.
Correct.
So this is the look that we want to have when you're at impact, or I'm sorry, at setup. So the club face should point where you want the ball to start.
Okay, so that always has looked open to me. So that means, okay.
So your grip and everything else can stay the same. It's where that's located at setup.
So that would be correct.
That would be
A little
correct.
more. Okay.
Yep, right there.
Okay.
So that's pointed to start it just to the right of the target.
Okay.
Now, what I want you to do here is start to make some practice swings where you go back to about hip high. Keep your hands on there.
Okay.
So we'll just go back to about hip high. See the club's in front of this noodle.
Yeah.
And then just swing down hip high where the club's in front of the noodle, and we'll just get to here-ish.
Okay.
Hip high, hip high.
Okay.
So we got two jobs. One job is club face at setup,
Okay.
toe just behind the heel.
Okay.
That's to help start the ball a little more to the right, not have the faces closed. And the second job is to keep the club on plane.
Okay.
So for you, that's going to be keeping it in front of the noodle. So the toe, let me check that face there. There you go. Good.
Okay.
Good. And you don't need to keep it as like club face pointed down towards the ground.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, I'm not saying you need to start rolling it open.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I wouldn't try and consciously shut it anymore.
Okay.
Because what does a shut club face do? What does a closed club face do? Curve it left or right?
Left.
Curves it left. And you do too much.
Yeah.
Of what?
Of curving left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all things equal, I'm not trying to, don't roll it open.
Yeah.
But like you don't need to like try and have it closed.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so toes behind the heel.
Okay.
Good. Little hip high backswing. Yeah, good. Let's just get it. Let's get the kind of right there. Yeah, good. And then you swing down through from there. Good. Now I put this noodle in a position that's like, I would say neutral, but it should feel very in your way.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I had to stop there for a second.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So this is not designed to be easy for you. This is designed for you to keep it in front of that. Yeah.
See, that's the part where I...
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, stand behind or sit down on that couch for a second and watch me do that. And I want you to see where that club's actually going. So if I were to make a normal swing, if I drew a line up the shaft, right? All I really want to do is have the club go up and down that line. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like just kind of in a perfect circle.
Correct.
So when I'm doing that, if I just went right up and down that line, I shouldn't hit that noodle. That noodle's too far inside.
Yeah.
But you would normally go in and in, which makes that path work too far to the right, which is that pushing and hooking. So all we're trying to do is just get you to swing right up and down, not straight up in a circle like this. It still goes around your body.
Yeah.
But I'm just putting this here. We can angle this multiple ways where this angle of your shaft, it shouldn't go underneath that. So your clubs just ride right up, right down. And you're going to see it in a second. You're going to stop pushing and hooking them.
Okay.
But just to give you a visual, that doesn't look weird, right?
No.
It looks normal.
No, it looks normal, yeah.
It's just going to feel like it's outside. Good. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do for the next like 10 minutes or so is just start to get a little more comfortable just kind of swinging back and through at this pace.
Okay.
And we'll start to hit some balls with this. So toe, yeah. Good. What does that feel like to you, like more over the top?
Yeah, I feel like I'm consciously having to kind of bring it over the top, just right, like from here.
Perfect.
And then, like here, I'm like consciously thinking about not hitting the noodle.
Yeah.
Because I feel naturally like the way I have rotated for so long has been where like I kind of drop it here.
Yeah.
So instead I have to kind of consciously keep it here, and that way I can to come through.
And why would that be good for you?
So I stop coming so far inside, maybe
Perfect.
get the shaft more vertical too in the backswing maybe.
So if it should feel weird and different, right? Because we need it different. You definitely need to feel like the club's more in front of you, more over the top, more steep, because you're too far on the other side. Mm-hmm. You're going to need to start at a pace that's shorter and slower than you want. So like this here, I'd probably do the first one or two where you go just like this.
Okay.
So let me put one out there to see how far that you would go. Now I need some of this too. I get a little underplane just like you do. So I need to feel like I'm a little bit more on top of the plane line. So let's see my club path and face to path. So your club path we said was 5 to 7. Mine was 0.7 to the left, but about a 0.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this at that pace, we're just looking to have you in that close to 0 range. Understanding when we go full swing, full length, full speed,
more variable.
No doubt, you're going to kick more out to the right.
Yeah.
So in this training, 0 is probably good. And then when we go real swing, it should be more like 2 or 3 to the right. Still keep the tight draw pattern.
Okay.
So let me see how far I hit that just to scale this, because this should be short and slow. Let's see. So that ball went 89 total.
Okay.
Now what should happen is that club should be pretty much on plane. Would you agree?
Yes.
So that club's just not. That's all we're looking to do, is get this thing riding right up there. So see when I draw this line?
Yes.
How that noodle's underneath that?
Correct.
And we can talk about how to place this, but all we're trying to do is get good at riding up and then down. So just ride right down that line. That's going to reduce the pushing and the hooking.
Okay.
Cool?
Got it.
All right, your turn. Now, I hit that 89 yards.
Yeah.
So you should only hit this 89 yards.
Okay.
Okay, it's an 8 iron. So you're doing just a little hip high, hip high.
Okay.
Short and slow. Doesn't matter how you hit the first one. Let's just get the process started. Yeah, just a little hip high, hip high. So face less close, it's set up. Just a little hip high, hip high. Cool. Okay, so again, all we're kind of looking to do here, I'm going to tweak some pieces as we go, but all we're looking to do is get that club not working under. Side note, that's your little chip shot swing, right?
Kind of, yeah.
3/4 backswing.
Yeah.
Now we're still a little bit under that plane, aren't we? So I got to make that a little harder.
I feel like even on the backswing, as I was coming back, I still kind of brought it inside a little bit.
A little bit inside, yeah. So I can still make that a little bit harder. Let me give you a couple of reps with this though first.
Okay.
Just to get used to that, and then we'll make it a little more difficult. Because you're definitely going to be feeling like this. Keep your hands in there. Like the club's a little bit more here and here. It's going to feel like it's here and kind of a little more over the top this way.
Okay.
No, you're not really going to do that.
No.
You're going to swing right on plane. It has to feel like that.
Like an exaggeration?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're 2 under. Now, like when I hit that ball where my club was going up and down that plane, that felt very over the top to me.
Okay.
But I know that it needs to feel that way, and I'm okay with it. So I felt like the club, like I was going to hit a big pull cut.
Okay.
Didn't look like it.
No.
But that's what it felt like. So I would say, obviously, the noodle's here to like give you a frame of reference. So when you leave, you know, hey, if the noodle's right, I can just miss that. But don't be afraid to hear when you're swinging that.
Feel it kind of.
Exaggerate more.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for you to hit a dead straight shot, you need to probably feel like you hit a big pull cut.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. So it's probably gonna feel a little bit more like that club head's kind of kicking up and out.
Yeah.
And going down and left.
Okay.
Compared to normal.
All right.
Club head's a little bit more up and out, and a little bit more down and left. Attaboy. Yep. A little more over the top coming down. Cool. So now you got the club path 1.5.
Yeah.
Now you overclose the face.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Because I felt like I was trying too hard to do that.
Yeah. Well, no. You no such thing as trying too hard. You should be trying hard.
Yeah.
None of this should feel normal and natural. This is different than normal. Because if you feel normal and natural, we're just going to keep pushing and hooking it. Now look at where that noodle is.
Yeah.
In a real swing, you should never hit that. You should never hit that. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's well underneath the line. So now, look at that takeaway.
That's a lot better.
It's perfect. Right in line with your hands.
That's the best takeaway I think I've ever had.
So now we got the club riding up the plane line. Money. Right in line with your hands. Parallel to the plane line. A left arm parallel, which is perfect. Just behind your hands at the top. Just about parallel to the plane line here again. And now watch that club head ride right down your forearm, right in line with the hands, and into the ball. Good. Pretty soon, in the not too distant future, you're going to be able to record yourself with something like this, look up, and the shaft's just going to go whoop, like right up and down that one line.
Yeah.
And the ball flight's going to be very tight by just you doing these little 2 pieces.
Okay.
And this is what I would be doing when you're practicing at your place. It's just up and down. Draw the plane line, ride the plane line.
That's like the best backswing I think I've ever seen, for me at least, like that I've ever done.
Hey, don't be bashful, say ever. Anybody.
No. Because I feel like I've always struggled with getting to that position.
Awesome. Let's do a couple more and just kind of lengthen the swing out a little bit. Okay. Or, I'm sorry, let's not lengthen the swing out. Let's do a little bit more, for goodness sake. Let's do a little bit more, but let's start taking that into a full follow through.
Okay.
So instead of just going kind of halfway back.
You want me to pick up the speed at all? Or?
I think your speed's okay for now where it is, and then we can go a little bit. So show me a practice swing where you go toes behind the heel, hip high backswing.
Okay.
Keep it in front of the noodle, but go to a full finish. Good. Again. Now, as you start to work through the hit, right, the more your club and shaft and hands go towards me to the right, the more you're going to hit pushes and hooks. You, me, Tiger Woods, everybody. Which means if that's true, the more your arms, hands, club exit over here and feel like they go to the left, the more fade you'd hit, or just less hook. So when in doubt for you, like when I went to go play golf a week ago, on every swing I did, I felt like my arms and hands exited more left and around me on every one. I didn't fade one ball. I just drew it less.
Okay.
That's the key point.
Yeah.
So your tendency is to exit too far to the right.
Which causes that.
So like as you're out on the course playing, when in doubt, hands left, arms left. Now, a part of that should be from your body rotation, but who cares? If your arms exit too far this way, I did that shot 2 under. It's not incorrect. You can feel your arms, hands, club exit around.
So you think that's like a swing thought I should have
Hell yeah.
on the course, is just hands exit left?
I think it's an option.
Okay.
I think for sure you shouldn't be trying to swing that way.
Yeah, for sure.
And if anything, if it's overhooking, it needs to be more over the top early in the downswing, which would be like more over the top this way. So keep it out in front of you. Or it needs to exit more around you. So you can have that exiting hard. Let's say take your setup there.
Yeah.
You can have that thing going hard, low left, past impact. Keep your hands in there. So you would feel like it goes way around this way. Arms low, hands left, toe stays right of the heel. Now, how do you know you overdid it? The ball fades.
Ball flight. Oh, yeah, the ball flight, yeah.
Yeah, ball flight, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you felt this and the ball's still hooked, and you were like, man, I wonder if I'm overdoing that. There ain't no way you overdid that.
Yeah.
Because it's still hooked.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to look at that.
Yeah, like kind of use the ball flight to determine where we're at with the path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that you're like, should I field more arms left, Eric? I'd be like, what did the ball do? It's still hooked too much. Then yes. Right? Okay, well, it started fading. Okay, you're doing too much. That's how you kind of scale this thing out. Because you should be able to ride this thing here for the next 50 years. This isn't like a, hey, this week this is good for you.
Yeah, this is like the consistency factor. This
Hell
is what
yeah,
matters.
boom, consistency factor. Let's go. Good copy. So we have the face at setup. We're going to keep the club in front of the noodle. Don't be shy about having the arms, hands, club kind of exiting left in the follow through.
Okay.
And you can go into a hip high backswing, full follow through.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try a couple with that. Face more open. Good. See.
That felt hip high, but we'll see.
Okay, I think we're talking here, baby. So now we had club path 3.3, face angle 1.6. That's about half. Then we got a tight little draw.
There you go.
So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. If we look at this, awesome.
A little bit under.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Back parallel to it, right on the bottom half of it. Then you can work those arms, hands, club around you.
Yeah.
It's going to play all day long.